Hi, I'm Laura Bryan of Rise Higher here with Annabelle Chukwu, who is fresh off of her debut in second cap with the senior Canadian women's national team, as well as off of a wonderful spring in which you won the CONCACAF U20 Women's Championship. So thank you, Annabelle, for being here. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So obviously, as I just said, you've had quite the year. When you look back on it, how does it feel?
Um, I mean, like, there's still like a lot more to go of the year, but like so far, like I'm pleased. I'm grateful for the opportunities I've had and for the memories I've made, and yeah, I just hope to keep doing big things.
Yeah, for sure. So I think in terms of big things, we've already seen your last minute goal against Mexico in the final of the U20 championship. So that I think shows real composure on your part to go from missing the penalty to then scoring that decisive game-winning goal. Do you want to just talk us through those last 5, 10 minutes of the game where you went through that kind of low to then scoring that really important goal?
Yeah, so I obviously already knew I was the PK taker, and when we heard that the PK was like official, like I walked up to the spot and like I knew my place, but I guess like it didn't like work out, and I guess I wanted to like bury my head, honestly. I can't lie. But I was just like, okay, like I have one more chance to get the ball and to create something. And so luckily it went in, but yeah.
It was a pretty good goal, I must say. That was a
Thank you.
lovely bit of individual skill. And again, I think that just shows so much maturity on your end to step up to the spot and then even though you missed it, you look what you created. So when you were playing until the final whistle, what was going through your head?
I guess after that I was just like, okay, like there's still a bit of time left in this game just to make sure that we see it out and like to calm everybody down as the captain and just make sure that we stick it and ride it through together till the end. So
Yeah, for sure. And so when the final whistle went, how did it feel?
it was like a surreal moment. Obviously, like, like we have our number one objective of qualifying, but to win the whole thing is just like it was like a dream come true. And just like it didn't feel real in the moment, and like just celebrating all of my teammates and the staff, and like yeah, I still couldn't believe it. Like when we were on the bus ride home, and like we got back to the hotel. So
How did it
yeah.
feel lifting the trophy as captain?
I feel like it was just like such a moment, like full of honor, like I guess. Like even like I didn't even want to hold the trophy for that long. Like I gave it to my teammates. I'm not someone who like really likes to be in the spotlight, and so I was just super happy. It could have been anybody, and I think I would have still been just as happy. And I was just, I don't know, it just felt surreal.
Yeah, and it had been a long time since Canada had won the U20 championship. So it must have felt really special to be a part of that team that was able to pull that off again because it's been, I think, at least 15, 16 years. So that must have been
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, like even like just seeing the players that were there in that last U20 when they won and to where they've gone on to now, and just knowing that you've like created some part of history is just cool to know. So
Yeah, and it was really cool. I mean, it was really fun to watch, to watch going through the US game and then the Mexico final and how, especially because after losing to Mexico in the group stage, to see the team come back and rally like that. I think it must have been a really fun game for a neutral, but obviously as
mm.
a Canadian fan, it was lovely to see. What was it like when you guys got back to the hotel and were celebrating? Did it sink in or did it take a few weeks?
I still feel like till this day, I still feel like wow, like we did that. At the hotel, like it was just celebrations, everyone was happy. Um, like we had dinner together. Like the coach like said a couple words, and then we were just like celebrating. But yeah, like even till this day, like I sometimes I feel like it wasn't real.
Yeah, for sure. And so the World Cup for the U20s is next September, right? In
Yeah.
Poland. So
Mhm.
as you look forward to that, what are your goals? You've obviously taken part in a couple U20 or one U20 World Cup, right? And you've scored a few goals. So how do you hope to bring that leadership and experience into next year in Poland and really hope to make a go of it?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just making sure that I continue to grow and develop in every area of my game. And obviously, like I've been fortunate to have experiences before and just being able to bring that and guide the team through that. and hopefully to make it as far as possible next year.
Yeah, for sure. That's great. And I think speaking of experiences that you now are coming off of your first two caps with the senior team. So a big congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Definitely a bit of a trial by fire with Costa Rica and then the United States. So you've been called up before to the senior camp. I think it was November 2022. You were called up to
Mm.
that Brazil series, and then you were called up for the Olympic qualifier plan back in 2023. So going into this call up, how did it feel different? Did you know that you were going to be played going in, or how was it different than the first two times?
Well, I guess like it's under a new leadership, that was one thing. But I think for me, like as a person, I'd grown so much from like being 15 back then to being 18 now. And I think I'd learned a lot, grown in areas that I wasn't so strong in before. And when I came in, I think I was definitely nervous, but it was just about the mentality of like, I know, like I'm here for a reason and just like wanting to show that to the older players and the coaches. So yeah.
Yeah, and then so how did it feel when you were tapped on the shoulder and said you're going in for your first cap on the Costa Rica game? How did that feel?
Honestly, in the moment, I was just, it was like any other game. And so I was just like, okay, like I have to go on and do what I can to like help the team. Obviously, like we were losing at that point. So I was just like trying to make sure like I'm doing everything right and doing the best I can to come out with a win. But yeah, it was like in the moment, I was trying to be calm about it. But yeah, like I was super excited.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, to have your debut at home. I mean, I know you're from Ottawa, but Toronto is fairly close and to be at home. So what was that like just playing for the senior team in front of home fans?
Yeah, I mean, like my family was in the crowd and like a lot of my friends. And it's like, yeah, it was just like a full circle moment, honestly. And like I wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I must say, when you came on, the substitutions in general, there was such a spark that came out of all
Mhm.
of you entering the game. So it must have felt fun. And you almost got your first assist, from what
Yeah.
I hear. So that's pretty cool to have that influence in your first game.
Mhm.
What was it like after the game? I saw pictures of you beating the drum. How was that?
Yeah. It was fun. Like I like saw some of my friends in the stands, my family. I was on drum duty. I didn't know what I was doing, but like everything was just like it just felt so like cool and I just felt honored to be able to share the field with people that I've been looking up to. So
Yeah, no, that's really
yeah.
cool. And especially considering you'd been there almost 2 years previously with the team when they qualified
Mhm.
for the Olympics last year. So to go from being there with the team to then playing such a part in a game must have been really special.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then talk me through the USA game. Obviously, the result wasn't what we were hoping for, but were you excited to get a second cap against the top ranked team in the world?
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, like, you always have to be ready as a substitute. Like, I didn't know if I was going to come in or not. And then I was told I was coming in. I was just like, okay, like, just be calm and, like, do what you have to do and just stick to the game plan. And so, yeah, it was a tough loss, but it was an honor that the coach trusted me to put me in against, like, right now, the best team in the world. So,
Yeah, for sure. And so when I was on the roster drop presser with Casey Stoney, so before the two friendlies were played, a lot of people were asking about you and your inclusion on the roster. And she said that had been a plan in place for you and that this was kind of the right time for you to come in and make your moment and or seize the moment and be a part of the senior team. So going forward now, I mean, there's not another senior international window until October or November, October and then November. So how are you going to, what's your mindset going into those in terms of wanting to be picked for selection again?
I think it's just making sure that I'm working hard and being the best version of myself in my environment and just making sure that I continue to develop, grow, and like get better and just hopefully like maybe be included in one or two. But yeah,
So let's talk about your environment because you're at Notre Dame, right?
yeah. Mhm.
So you're going into your sophomore season,
Mhm.
and are you excited?
Yeah, I think last year we had a really great team and a great freshman class, and it was cool to be a part of that. And like we made it pretty close to the end, but like I think like we know collectively we have something to prove, and so I'm excited for year two. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when you head back, obviously you have 1 year of that collegiate experience under your belt. What are you hoping to bring to the team now?
I think just like bringing like my own strengths, helping the team in that area, scoring goals, like creating chances. Um, I think last season, being away for the World Cup and then coming back, I think it took me a while to adjust. And so I didn't have the season I hoped to have. And I think just knowing that and knowing that I have the full season this time, just making sure that I bring me and I'm confident in my abilities and hopefully to help the team make it far.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. I think, last year when you're in the collegiate season and then you go to a World Cup environment, obviously very different and kind of jarring
Mhm.
to go from one environment to the other and then come back. But you still had great stats from last season at Notre Dame. So you must be excited just to be able to build upon that. And then, as you said, play the full season at college and be able to, hopefully go as far as you can with your team.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I also wanted to ask because I don't know and I didn't see it on your bio. What are you studying at Notre Dame?
I'm studying bio.
Bio. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Are you a
Yeah.
are you a science nerd?
I wouldn't say a science nerd. I don't know, like I loved science in school.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I might as well. But yeah.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I think it's always hard to pick when you're going
Mhm.
into school because you have a very limited sort of high school experience and then you're just kind of going and choosing. But do you
Mhm.
do you enjoy the campus and the school and
Mhm. Yeah. Like I picked the school for the campus, for the team, my coaches, and I think like I love it so far. Like I'm glad that I picked Notre Dame and just like the environment's competitive. Like coaches are always pushing me to grow and to get better. And like I love being in an environment where we all have like a common goal. So I really love it.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good place to land for you right now, developmentally in your career for sure. To
Mm.
be able to have a safe and stable environment where you're really pushed. That's awesome. That's great to hear because I think unfortunately not a lot of players have that opportunity. So
Mm. Yeah.
that's really cool. I also wanted to just ask you some maybe fun questions, if that's
Okay.
okay. So what was it like playing with your twin sister on the youth team?
And then I feel like that was a full circle moment. Just like I remember like in COVID, like when we were stuck in the basement, we'd be training down together for hours. And I just think like to make it to NDC and then go and play at national teams is just like you wouldn't picture that and like it doesn't happen a lot. You get to play with your sister. So yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, I can
Mhm.
imagine. So is she at Brown now in the
Yeah.
States?
Mhm.
Okay. So if you come up against her in, the final tournament, no holds bars, right?
No. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you watching the Euros?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Is there a team that you're backing?
For me, like it's always been England.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the Lionesses, well, watching them closely, I guess, the most. But yeah, like I've been watching a lot of the other games and like it's exciting all around. And like I was just watching the Spain game yesterday against Italy and just like the level of competition and is great. And like the game's grown so far, so it's cool to watch.
Yeah, it is exciting. I think even just as a fan to see where it started, when I was a kid and watching to where it is now, it's just so inspiring and honestly it's kind of heartening to see
Mhm.
what it's like now.
Yep.
So you're backing the Lionesses, which makes sense. I mean, you're born in England, so
Mhm.
yeah, makes sense. But do you
Yeah.
have a favorite player when you're watching the Euros?
Probably Lauren James or
Yeah.
Alessia Russo. Yeah.
They Lauren James had some pretty good goals against.
Yeah. She did.
I mean, if you're looking up to a player, those are not bad players to look up to.
Yeah.
So I was reading your Canada soccer bio, and it says that you are a big fan of Chelsea. Is that correct?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so that's cool. So when you go professional in the next few years, what are your hopes and aspirations for that?
Um, I mean, to be honest, I'm not someone who really looks that far, but I feel like I just want to go to a place I'm going to develop, grow, like fight for starting spots and just like continue to get looks for the national team. So like I don't really mind where that ends me, but or like makes me land, but yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you obviously have so much talent and ability with the game, and so it's really exciting to be able to watch you go from, you know, kind of the U15, so lowest kind of youth team to up to now, which is really inspiring. How did it feel, I have to ask, when you were told that you broke Christine Sinclair's youth scoring record?
I mean, like it was like after the game, I kind of knew, but like I wasn't sure if I had. And it was just like I remember like a year ago, I didn't really know that like record existed. But when I heard that it was like a thing, I was just like, okay, like one day I want to be able to break that. And so after the game against Fiji, I was told that I broke it, and I was just like, this is cool. But like in my mindset, I was just like, I want to keep building upon that and like be able to inspire people and like push that barrier. So make sure that like not that my record isn't like achievable, but like to just be able to like, I don't know, set a standard for younger girls. So
Yeah, make it the best record that you can be so that it's a challenge to
yeah.
beat. Yeah, for
Hmm.
sure. Well, that's exciting. So, and I think it's cool too because obviously when you were included in the 2022 and 2023 camps, you got to play with or train with some of those big names like a Christine Sinclair, Desi Scott, Sophie Schmidt. What was that like for you? Because obviously those are big names.
Hmm. I mean, it's like cool to see like you grow up watching them. And then like you go from watching to being sitting next to them. And I remember like they were just like introducing themselves and I was like, you don't have to do that. And I was I was like, it was just so cool to like see like why they are, how they are. Like they're so humble, but yet they're so hardworking and like they set such a great example for those coming in. So yeah, it was just really cool to be able to play with them.
Yeah, for sure. And then how did it feel coming into this camp?
I think the same. Like, there's still a lot of big names, and everybody's like good in their own respect. So it's just like making sure that I'm learning from them, and then just also making sure that I'm proving myself and showing why I can be here too. So,
Yeah, for sure. And so obviously you're from Ottawa. So are you an Ottawa Rapid fan? I have to ask.
I mean, yeah, out of all the teams, yeah, Ottawa, yeah,
How cool is it to see that we have a league now and that there's one in your hometown, like a team in your home?
yeah. I mean, like it's cool. Like years ago, like you wouldn't even like this wasn't even a thing. And like I feel like the professional pathway was really challenging for those who wanted to play but felt like they couldn't. And I just think it's great to see that there's a league and it's developing and it's up and running and like there's young talent and like veterans being able to share the stage. And so like yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Have you been able to get to a game yet?
Yeah, I have a couple.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And you enjoyed it? It looks like
Hmm.
TD. Did you go to TD Place? It seems
Yeah.
pretty
Hmm.
rocking there. Oh, that's awesome. No, that's really cool. It's not, it's so nice to be able to watch. And I think even just watching the pipeline grow as well. And then obviously you as players have more opportunities and more options. So that's really exciting.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. Is there anything that you want to say to anyone who might be watching and is watching your career with interest and is very excited to see where you go next and what your next steps are?
I guess to be honest, like I said before, I just want to like make sure that I continue to grow and develop. Like I know I have a lot to learn and I'm grateful for the environment I'm in now. And I just think it's about building upon what I have and staying grounded and making sure I continue to develop, grow, get better, improve. And yeah, I'm excited to see where my career takes me.
I think I speak for a lot of Canadian fans when we say we're all excited to see where your career takes you. And we're excited to see you play ball again at Notre Dame this season. You had a really good season last year. You had some pretty great goals,
Thank
highlight
you.
reel goals for sure. So it must be just so exciting to be able to think about getting back there. So when does your season start?
It starts in August. I don't remember the date, but early August.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Canadian fans will be able to watch you starting next month, which is
Mm.
exciting. Are you excited to get back into it?
Yeah. Mm.
Awesome. That's so great to hear. And thank you so much for being on here, Annabelle. We really enjoyed having you. And it's just so nice to hear from you, especially coming off of such a great, I guess, half of the year. It's incredible to think what you've accomplished in half a year. So thank you so much for being here. And we look forward to watching you as your career grows.
Thank you so much for having me.